Well, just for the record, why don't we start with your name and affiliation?
Hey, thank you. I'm Shawna Hoffman, and I work for IBM, and I'm the cognitive legal co-leader.
So it's exciting to hear about IBM Watson and its application to legal industry. What did you find most surprising that you heard on the panel today, though?
Oh, man, the gentleman sitting next to me with the autonomous weaponry. Not that that was surprising, it's just a whole other area to think about. Because we think of autonomous as being those things that can assist us day to day, all the repetitive tasks. I'm really looking for my autonomous dishwasher that can put the dishes back on the shelf. So I think those are many of the things that we think about, but as we start to look at some of the other more serious applications of the systems, the autonomous systems, then it can start to get concerning.
Now, you mentioned a juvenile court judge that's already using IBM Watson. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, he's been using IBM Watson for almost 3 years now. His name is Judge Capizzi out of Ohio, and he works with juveniles. And, it took him about 18 months to train Watson. And if we think about an artificial intelligence system, it understands, it reasons, it learns, and it also interacts with the human being. So as it's doing those things, there's a training process that has to take place, because of course they're never going to get it right out of the box unless it's been already trained, but the law is kind of a bit of an art, so it needs to be, of course, specific to that judge and that judge's needs. And so he took 18 months to train Watson, and we learned a lot, a few bumps and bruises, but learned a lot during that process. He now has Watson responding very closely to what he's looking for. And the main thing he was looking for is he has about 500 documents that come in on each juvenile, almost each day. And so he's 30 cases he works on each week, and he wanted to be able to provide really a full understanding to himself of what was going on with each juvenile before he walked into the courtroom. So he was spending every weekend reviewing all of that data and still felt like he was never truly able to walk in and really have comprehended all 500 pages per kid. And so Watson reads through all the data for him, and then also provides the summary that the judge is looking for. Everything from medical information to parental information, to maybe probation information for the juveniles. So there's a whole laundry list of things that he was looking for, and then summaries for each of them. And so Watson does a really good job with providing those summaries and does those each day for him, saving him, he said, 5 minutes in the courtroom with each juvenile, giving him more time face to face, but then also saving him his weekends.
Yeah. So it's synthesizing the information.
Yes.
Is he using it to generate a recommendation or a
He is
decision?
not yet.
No.
Yes.
And that'll be a sort of line to cross at some point.
It would be. I know that there are some AI systems that I've seen other courtrooms use. That's not the IBM system. One of the things we just came out with this week was our AI bias tool. And so far I've been very hesitant to jump into some of the practice areas, for example, e-discovery, because I was concerned, and we were as a team concerned of Watson not being able to then provide here's why Watson made these certain decisions. So now Watson has an AI bias tool so that we can share, with the user exactly those decision-making points that was made by the AI. And that's tremendously important. A lot of AI tools are kind of in the black box, which I know is very concerning for most.
Well, as we're sitting here in a law school, one question that keeps coming up is how should law students be preparing themselves for a world where they're working next to IBM Watson?
Yeah.
And how should we as legal educators prepare them for that world that's already arising, but it'll probably be more widespread in 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about legal education or the future of lawyering?
Yeah, I think it's back. So I started in the mid-90s with books. And very quickly, early on in my legal career, we moved fully into Westlaw and Lexis, depending on which school you were with and kind of the preferences. Right now, what we're seeing is kind of that same uncomfortableness, where you're seeing people who were in the books, only felt comfortable with the books, not wanting to use online, but then you're seeing others who are technology friendly and wanting to jump directly in. And so we're seeing that change of pace now, where you're seeing the younger generation going, why in the heck would you not use an artificial intelligence system if it's going to give you a better summary like it's doing for Judge Capizzi? Why would you wait? Why would you want to take those extra time and weekends? So it's right now it's kind of that quick hump that we're going over of uncomfortableness, and I think that eventually they're going to be very comfortable as especially that younger generation gets into law firms. My recommendation is to make sure that there are courses on artificial intelligence, a general 101 course, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and then within the next year I'd highly recommend an understanding of quantum computing. Those are the biggest three, not even the next three, the biggest three technological changes we will undergo over the next 20 years. They're huge, they take big strides, but we're looking at just the way our entire world is going to change when it comes to those technologies being used day to day. I mean, we're looking at right now there's about 8 billion connected devices. By 2020, they're expecting 20 billion connected devices. So that means everything that we have is going to be working together, hopefully in unison as much as possible.
Well, thank you very much.